Okay, let's just get right into it. We're going to talk about my real AI stack, not some theoretical pie-in-the-sky list, and definitely not one of those long lists just meant to sound impressive. This is about the stuff I actually use every single day to get work done. I mean, are you tired of these lists? Because I know I am. It feels like every single day there's a new blog post promising, 100 AI tools that will change your life. You scroll through it, maybe you click a couple, but how many of them actually stick around? It's too much. And look, let's be real for a second. A lot of those lists, they're just affiliate marketing dressed up as helpful content. So we're going to cut through all of that noise. This is all about what genuinely, actually works for me day in and day out. So to do that, we're not just going to go down a list of 5 tools. We're going to frame this a little differently. We're going to start with what I call the irreplaceable core. This is the absolute foundation of my entire workflow. Just 2, that's the number. Seriously, if every other app and subscription I pay for just vanished overnight, I could still pretty much run my entire operation with just these 2 tools. Kind of surprising, right? It really makes you stop and think about what's truly essential versus what's just nice to have. All right, so here they are, the big reveal. The hype is all about AI that's going to automate your entire life with one click. But the reality, my actual foundation, is built on just 2 things, Claude and Google Sheets. One is for thinking, and the other is for doing. Let me break down why these 2 are so incredibly important. So first up, and honestly, the most important tool in my whole setup is Claude. I don't think of it as just an AI that writes stuff for me. I really truly think of it as my strategic thinking partner. And this quote right here, this really gets to the heart of it. The real magic isn't asking it to do some basic task like write a social media caption. No, it's for the higher level stuff. I use it to debug code, to pressure test a new business idea. I'll literally ask it to play devil's advocate and poke holes in my logic. It helps me structure really complex systems. It's a collaborator, not just a tool. Okay, on to the second irreplaceable tool. And fair warning, it is not new, it is not flashy, but it is the absolute backbone of all my systems, Google Sheets. Yeah, I know, it's not some sexy cutting-edge AI, but this is where the real automation work gets done. It's my single source of truth for tracking leads, for managing my outreach pipelines, for planning out content. And here's the key part. It's all powered by Google's AppScript, which is just some simple code that's built right into Sheets. That lets me build totally custom automations, things that connect everything together. It is the engine room of the whole operation. Okay, so that was the irreplaceable core. Now, let's talk about the supporting toolkit. These are tools that are super useful for sure. But, and this is the big difference, they are all replaceable. They handle the execution part, not the core strategy. And here they are. First, NotebookLM. It's amazing for synthesizing research. You can just dump a bunch of documents into it and it'll connect ideas you might have missed. Then there's DaVinci Resolve. It's a pro-level video editor that's completely free. Every video you see from me is made in there. And finally, Canva. It's my go-to for quick stuff like thumbnails or carousels when I just need a good template and don't need to control every single pixel. They're all great, but if something better came out tomorrow, I could switch. So why do I make this big deal about separating the core tools from the supporting ones? Because it gets at what I think is the single most important idea about using AI well. You have to prioritize strategy over just doing simple tasks. This slide really lays out the whole philosophy. Step 1 is the foundation, right? It's a thinking part. Building the strategy, creating the systems, that's what Claude and Google Sheets are for, and that work is irreplaceable. Step 2 is all the execution, actually making the video, designing the graphic. That stuff's important, yeah, but the specific tools you use for it, they can, and they probably will, change over time. And this quote, this is the whole thing right here. If a tool saves you 10 minutes on some busy work, but you just fill that 10 minutes with more busy work, did you really gain anything? The real value, the game changer, comes from tools that free up your brain space so you can pour that extra time back into deep strategic thinking. Everything else is just a shiny object, a toy. So I'll just leave you with this question. Take a look at your own tools, your own workflow. What is the irreplaceable, high-level thinking that only you can do? And are your tools actually helping you do more of that, or are they just keeping you busy?